Oh. No? Hold on. And we are
Blink.
live. Welcome to Play Through the Whistle. It is September 13th, 2022. I'm Wes. That's
Sir.
Gary over there. This time. That
That
way.
guy.
There.
That one.
All right. So,
What's up,
technical
Wesley?
difficulties to start the
Major
show,
technical
but I
difficulties.
think we've got everything back to where it should be. And we're live on the YouTube
Major.
again.
On the YouTube. The YouTube people are here recording.
Two YouTube stooges recording, talking about sports, and yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah. Lions. Start with the lovable,
The lovable
losers.
Lions.
They tried hard. Moral victories, Wes. We're all about them around here, I guess. That's the new go-to, because they were down 17, but they almost came back and won.
Oh please. Okay.
Okay, they had a great opening drive. I'll give them that. They led 7-0 in the end of the first quarter. But then the second quarter happened. They pretty much fell asleep, outscored 24-7,
You
got away from running the ball. Goff throws a pick six, same old. I'm not going to say the
no.
same.
I am
same
no.
same old.
I am
Okay, you
going
are?
to
Okay.
say the same
Say
old
it.
Lions. I'm so tired of it. I don't want to hear they try hard. I don't want to hear that they play tough. They love Dan Campbell. You know what? I was actually buying into that. I was against it when this all started. I thought he was a cartoon. I thought he was a high school television coach, and I didn't like it. And I didn't like the rah-rah kneecaps, all the other crap. I knew it would come back. And it comes to a point where you need to win games. I'm tired of hearing about how close they are. They're building it the right way. Well, guess what? You're 3-14-1. That's not good. You need to win games. Goff stinks. I'm sorry. The wide receivers were not great on Sunday. There was drops. But you know what? Put the ball on them, or he's afraid to go downfield. And when he does go downfield, it's usually an overthrow. The defense is god awful. Like, they're still awful. And when Lions fans were going, we're going to win these games. We're going to win 9 games. We're going to contend for the playoffs. I kept saying, where's the defense going to come from? The defense didn't get a lot better. Sure, they drafted Hutchinson at number 2, but guess what? Where was Hutchinson? I'm sorry.
He was invisible.
The simplest
He
things.
was terrible.
Contain. You're playing Jalen Hurts. You knew this was coming. It's not like this was a 1-week preparation. You've had the whole offseason to prepare for Jalen Hurts. And Lions fans will say, well, we thought that the Lions would win this game. This was a win. A lot of Lions fans had this down as a win when they were going over their 9 wins to get to their 9 wins or their 10 wins that they thought they could get. This game was a win. This was a home game.
Wait, did they not see them blow their doors off last year?
Well, I think we all did. But I think a lot of Lions fans were like, well, Jalen Hurts isn't that great of a quarterback. And now all of the sudden that this happened,
the narrative changes.
Jalen Hurts is fucking
he's unique.
Young, and Lamar Jackson and Drew Brees rolled into one. He's Joe Milton all of the sudden. They all sound like Michigan fans. They've got these.
They are.
Jalen Hurts becomes this god of all quarterbacks, which he's not. I'm sorry, he can't throw the ball. I will stick to that. He can run, but guess what? When your number 2 drafted defensive end is not containing the quarterback at all. Oh, it's a NASCAR package. They're going to go get the quarterback. Well, yeah, it's not Tom Brady in the pocket there, dude. Like, you can't just go straight up field bull rush while Jalen Hurts is already 3 yards gone by you and up the field.
Hutch was terrible, man. He was god fucking
Well,
awful.
you can't say that to Lions fans because
yeah,
he's the messiah of Lions. Come on.
The apologists are out in full force saying we don't know football. Your box score readers, he only had 1 tackle, but he impacted that game. He was in the backfield all day. No, you're dyslexic. That was number 79, the other white guy, Kaminsky. Hutch was the one getting manhandled by fucking... God damn it! I can't think of his name. I had it all day long.
It was
the good tackle.
It was the same old Lions. The entire game played out as if it was Pat Stafford and the Lions under Caldwell. Oh, they love the coach and they can play well and they start the game pretty good, but then the next thing you know, they're down multiple scores, and then in the fourth quarter, they come roaring back with all of these yards and points and garbage time shit, and then the next thing you know, oh, well, it's a moral victory. We only lost by 6 or 4 or 3 or 1, or the field goal was a 68,000 yarder and it just went through the uprights, but hey, we were close. We almost won. The Lions are the kings of moral fucking victories. I'm sorry, I want actual victories. I sat down on Sunday and I was actually excited to watch Lions football, which in a long time I have not been excited. It's like the season starts and you're like, all right, well, by week 4 or 5, I'll be just watching Red Zone and being a degenerate gambler. But finally, I sat down and I was like, yay, I'm going to watch the Lions and actually hope that they could do something to impress me. And that opening drive, I was impressed. And Swift, amazing.
DeAndre Swift.
That's the one and only highlight from that game.
The only positive.
And actually, you know what? I'll
change
that. The offensive line's good. Passing the pressure, we'll get into that later. And there's injuries, all that stuff. But Swift is awesome. He is a guy. I think we knew that before. I've been on Swift since the start. I like the guy. I think he's awesome. But the secondary was decent. I won't trash the secondary, but the defensive line was straight garbage. The tackling was bad. And then you got Lions fans out there going, well, they won't play another quarterback like that until whenever. So this week you're going to play Wentz, and when Wentz does, okay, if the Lions don't win this week, if the Lions lose at home to the Eagles and Commanders, that's still weird to say. If the Lions lose at home to the Eagles and Washington and they are 0-2, I'm done. Dan Campbell, you are on fire, my friend. I am sorry. I can't hear. And then Dan Campbell goes on the radio this morning and he's like, well, we don't want to talk about W's and wins. We just want to talk about the fact that it's just improve every week. We got to improve and improve and improve. Well, guess what? When the lighting falls in my studio, that's God telling me that you aren't very good. So
that's a year one thing, that when you're talking about improving week to week. He's up.
I got lighting issues. Oh, there. All right.
Okay. Well, let me get back to Hutch for a minute, man. Getting manhandled.
He was microphone issues, lighting issues. It's live. This is live.
We'll do it live.
A bee flew in my mouth. All of this was signs from God that Dan Campbell isn't a good head coach. I said it last year. I'm saying it again. I'm done with it. I'm so tired of this. But why? Why do Lions fans accept it? This is my thing. I don't understand. Am I the only one? I don't see any other team in the league where the coach is handing out participation prizes. He's it's like everybody at the soccer game gets their little award and we all get to go home and feel good about ourselves. No other coach, you do not see Bill Belichick going, hey, well, guess what? We've just got to work a little better next week and we're not going to talk about wins. No, he's going to go out there and say, you motherfuckers, you need to win the damn game. Because at some point, winning is always what matters. But when you're an NFL team, no fan base eats up the shit like the Lions do. And Lions fans love it. They just chew it up. No fan base on earth in any sport is as accepting as Lions fans at moral victories and being mediocre to bad. And they defend it, which is the worst. They will defend it, and they will call you, well, you're not a Detroiter, they're a pride thing, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But at some point...
It's a pride thing that loses, though.
At some point,
all they do is lose. You gotta win.
Expect more.
When are they going to win?
What is it? What did I just say? 3-14-1? What is that?
Yeah.
20 some odd weeks of being the head coach of the Detroit Lions? If I go 20, so we'll say 25. So 25, if I go 25 weeks at my job and I'm only good 3 of them, do you think I still have a job? No. So why do
Depends where you're
we
at. If you're at
accept
Nebraska or
oh, don't get me started on the Scott Frost School of Onside Kicks. What the fuck was that? Why?
Dude, I went upstairs to take a piss and grab something to eat after that touchdown. I came back and I'm like, why did they? And the announcers are talking about having a short field. I'm like, why? How do they have a short field? Did they get a good return? I never got an answer from them.
I don't
till later. Then I hear about the onside kick, and I was like, what?
I don't get it. It's like,
Why?
and then the fans accept it, and they'll talk it up like, oh, well, it was okay. We grew. If you have eyes, you could see that the team played better. Well, guess what? I do have eyes, and the team, the only thing I really saw that was better was Swift. He ran with a purpose. He ran like he wasn't just trying to collect a paycheck, like he was out there to not just find contact and go down. He was looking to score.
Like he wants to be great.
Like he was looking to score. He got the ball, and he wanted that end zone, which was fantastic.
10 yards of carry. 10 yards of carry.
Awesome. He was
can't ask for anything better than that.
Awesome. I love it.
But then they got away from him in the second quarter.
They got away from him in the second series. I don't understand. And then the fans are just like, suckling from the teat of the Lions every year. Same shit. And the fans do the same thing. All I want is just expect more. From your NFL franchise, you should expect more than being told that we don't care about winning. We just want to be better each week.
Back to Dan Campbell for a minute, man. I wasn't going to kill him for the timeout at the end of the first half. That was kind of an over-aggressive move, thinking maybe he'll get a stop. But then he does the onside kick and some other things, and it's just like, you're not playing Madden, bro.
And I get it. It's his thing. You got to do he did last year.
You got to be aggressive.
But at some point, it's just it didn't make any sense. That wasn't the point where you do it.
Then you got your captain Tracy Walker getting kicked out of the game. I mean, what?
Like,
why?
I'm over here on my couch with COVID, and I'm a slob on my couch with COVID. Literally, still tested positive this morning, and I knew that Jalen Hurts was going to keep that ball and go around the end to score that touchdown, but yet. Sorry, Rodrigo. What the fuck are you doing? And they're not containing on the edge. Rodrigo's in the center of the field. Like, what are you? Pick a side, dude. When he goes to the ball, don't bite on the running back. It's Jalen Hurts. He's keeping the ball. I knew he was keeping the ball. Half of the fucking world knew he was going to keep the ball on that play.
Well, then every clip you see on Twitter of Rodrigo is like, look at him throw Kelsey on the ground.
Who cares?
That's the Pro Bowl center. I'm like,
okay, cool. That was tough.
Look at the running back getting to the goal line.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, tough play.
Yeah.
And again, another guy, I don't want to bash him. I don't want. That's nothing. It's not against him. It's just this is also coaching stuff. Like you had a whole off season to plan for Jalen Hurts. This isn't Joe Montana and Steve Young combined. You're not up against this magical guy. It's Jalen Hurts. All of a sudden, Lions fans are making Jalen Hurts out to be fucking the Messiah. Like, no.
As good as this running game was, though, you can't count on them to score 35 points every week. And I don't see that defense not giving up 30-plus points a game the way they played last week and going forward. I know that the hope is that because it won't be a running quarterback going forward, but Carson Wentz can move a little.
He's not afraid to.
They're going to watch tape and
they're going
to say, well, look what Hurts did.
If they lose to Washington, it's over. The wheels have come off. You cannot start the season 0-2 with 2 home losses in a year you were expected to do better things. You can't. If they... I will be on fire. I'm on fire now. I will be on fire if they lose to Washington. You cannot. They have to. That is the biggest. This is the biggest game in Dan Campbell's coaching career this weekend. He cannot go 0-2. He has to beat Washington. I don't care what you do. You got to beat him.
You forget who he works for, man.
I don't care. Hi, I'm Martha. Lions fans. That's all right. Exactly. No, it's not all right. At some point, it becomes not all right. Do something. Move like that little meme with the stick. Fucking do something.
I sent that to you about Hutch during the game.
For the whole organization, I'm just like, do something, anything. They're a giant fucking meme. I'm tired of
Even
it.
Hutchinson, though, man. Back to Hutch a little bit. You kind of cut me off.
Sorry, this organization
I
cuts my
know, I
life
know.
off. It makes it shorter every day. I'm gonna die of a fucking heart attack, and it's not gonna be the COVID. It's gonna be the Lions.
The one thing I won't question about Hutchinson is his effort. He is a try-hard guy. I'll give him that. But I do question his conditioning. That kid is sucking air nonstop out there. And then the third and one at the end of the game
Spends
when they
half the
had to have
morning
that,
painting his
when they
face.
had when they, when they had to have that stop, and he comes in unblocked with Derek Barnes and falls into Barnes and takes him out of the play. I just think we've been sold a bill of goods as to how athletic Aiden Hutchinson really is. I mean, I see him running in space, and he looks like Phoebe Buffay from Friends running down the fucking street. Awful. I just don't think he's athletic. I don't think he's that good. If he was the 20th pick, I'd give him a little bit of a pass and say it's his first game. But you pick him at number 2 to make a fucking impact, and he does not make an impact at all. There was nothing. A popcorn fart. 3 pressures. Where the fuck were the 3 pressures from, Pro Football Focus? I didn't see them. Are you counting the screen passes where they let him run past you towards the quarterback? Because I did not see him do a fucking thing other than a running back falling close to him. And he gets a tackle credit for it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm so... Like I said, I have nothing else with the Lions. I'm just... Hutchinson, I get it. It's game 1. Now he's got to improve.
Stop with that bullshit.
But I can't.
Oh, he needed a game like this. No, he didn't. He needed to fucking show out. He didn't.
He does. I get it. But I'm not going to completely kill him. I want him to play well. He has to play well.
I do too.
He has to work out.
It's not going to happen.
So
It's not there.
Again.
I'm sorry.
Just go out and beat Washington, and let's get this ball rolling in the right direction and start eating fucking W's, because, if Jameis Winston can go out and do this, let's do it. Let's just go out and win. Just win. Win a game. Why do the Lions always have to have these, they had this great heroic comeback that just came up short. Why can't the Lions be the team on the other side of that hangs on and wins? I'd rather that. I would rather them go out every week, get a lead, and then almost blow it, but win the game, than go out and get up, then trail by 17 and try and chase the game every week and then be like, well, it's getting better because this time they trailed by 17 instead of 21. And there's always these, the ball just keeps rolling down the fucking hill. It's just gaining more speed, and eventually this Dan Campbell thing's just going to go and it's going to be done. And then we're all going to be going, well, what do we do now with our dick in our hands? If they lose to Washington, I don't even want to think about it. The season is toast. And so we have to, again, go, we're tanking again. Well, yay. Another 16 weeks of the Lions going out and going, please God, let them lose, because I don't want to end up with 5 wins and end up with the 6th draft pick. No, I want 1, because I want to get the best quarterback available, because that's what they need. I'm sorry. Goff, he's a placeholder. That's it. He's not great. He's not horrible. He's good enough if your defense isn't as bad as the Lions is. But the Lions defense is horrible, and it's going to take a couple years to fix that. I don't want Goff as the guy then. I want a guy that we can build around while the defense is being built. We got the quarterback learning, and by the time everything's ready, we're good to go. We're not going, okay, well, now Goff is... and we got to try a rookie quarterback with a defense that's finally built. No. We have 2 picks in this coming draft. Let's hope the Rams continue to suck. And if the Lions don't figure it out, they suck and don't end up being this mediocre, ruining the draft pick, and we get our quarterback.
Something still ain't right with Stafford, man.
Good. I'm sorry. Good.
No.
Fine.
I know.
Please.
I agree.
I'm just more than the Lions to get the number 1 and number 2 pick. If the Lions are going to blow this shit this year, we might as well. All right. That's it. I don't know. Just beat Washington. I got nothing else to say about the Lions right now. If you got anything, go nuts. I'm over these moral victories. You just need to win a game.
Yeah.
Win. And Dan Campbell, yes, we do need to talk about wins. They're important. They're the most important thing when you're playing football, is to win the game. You play to win the game. Well, apparently the Lions have guys, you can't win with them. You can't win with them. You can't. Can't win.
You done?
All right, I'm done.
You
I'm
done? You
through. I'm
through?
through.
You good?
I'm through. I'm through. It's just, it's got me so heated. You want them to win. You get buckled in. And then
It's a
they,
pretty angry response from a guy with
they
just came off the couch with COVID.
oh, fucking, I'm winded. I'm winded now. I'm gonna need my inhaler later. All right, what are we going to now?
You might stay winded because we're going back to Ann Arbor.
We're going to Ann Arbor. So
Saturday night in the rain. It was biblical, Russ. It was biblical, man. The Messiah has arrived.
so did the Boo Birds.
The Boo Birds were out. Michigan, as expected, had no trouble beating that high school team that came in from Oahu or wherever the fuck Hawaii is.
The Ooses came off the beach to play some football.
Hawaii drops to 0-3. They also lost games to Vanderbilt 63-10 and Western Kentucky 43-17 at home. So they're not good. I mean, settle down, Michigan fan. Yeah, JJ went 11 for 12 for 230 yards and 3 scores. A lot of dink and dunk yards after the catch stuff. Did hit one deep shot to Roman Wilson, who was 10 yards beyond the nearest defender. So, I mean, and then Cade McCarthy.
There we go. They'll half boo him.
That'd be a hell of a quarterback right there. Cade McNamara is just not really given a chance. He came in the second quarter and for a series did okay. Then all of a sudden JJ's back out there we got to work on JJ getting the 2-minute drill. So then the third quarter, Cade throws the pick and the Boo Birds came out, man.
The booing of the guy who's done more for you in damn near 20 years, and they boo him. I don't know how he hasn't already said he's in the portal, because I would be so gone. I don't understand it. It was embarrassing. Honestly, and I seen a lot of Michigan fans were like, what the fuck are we doing? I get it. There's probably a lot of drunk idiots. But wait, you can't drink. Well, they must have been drunk before, because you can't be drinking inside the stadium.
Wasn't just the students.
No, it wasn't. Oh, half of the students don't even care. It's all those.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the term. But.
Losers?
Yeah. Well, the ones that get their shirts at Walmart. But. How are you booing? The booing thing, it bothered. I was just. How? Why? Why would you do that? I don't even like. I'm screaming about the Lions, but I don't even like booing professional play. I don't like booing anybody. Can you do the job? No, but there comes a point where you just don't boo, especially a kid who did a lot for you. It's not like he's been straight garbage and he's just gone out there and thrown pick, and you didn't win a bunch of games last year. How are you booing this man? Whatever. It's them. That's what they do. It's so on brand Michigan that I honestly, it doesn't surprise me. They'll probably do it again.
It comes down to this cupcake of a schedule that they have right now, starting off the year. I mean, it's not going to get any different this week against UConn. I think they're 50-point favorites again.
Yeah.
So Cade's going to go out there and pick them apart. JJ. Does it matter?
You're like, Wes, one of them goes out there is going to win. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Davis Warren, whoever the
combined,
third guy is.
they've been like plus 130 something points in these 3 games. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing schedule. If I was a season ticket holder, I'd be pissed. And guess what? Next year, it isn't much better.
But Wes, I told you earlier this week, they love this shit, man.
They eat it up because they can go out there and dominate.
They dominate. Go Blue!
They're not going to get to do this.
Off their chest. Look at us dominate. Go Blue!
Yeah. Iowa's offense might not be good, but their defense is going to.
It's going to get harder.
Some work. And Maryland won't.
Iowa will at least be physical, and they'll defend. I mean, Spencer Petras out there with his 3.4 QBR. I mean,
how is he still on the field? I'm watching. I'm like, what is happening? How can you not have a single body on that bench that you can roll out there? Dude is not good. Kirk Ferentz, I think he's retired. I just think he doesn't even care anymore. He's just like, fuck it, whatever. We're just going to play defense. Like, last year, it was bad. It was hard to watch last year. Like, their offense was not good last year. And this year, they had just been, at least last year they were winning games. Now it's like, woo. Yikes! To be an Iowa fan, oof.
I mean, realistically, we're not going to know anything probably till they get to October 30th or whatever to the 29th when they play us. So I really don't see them being tested. Maryland might score on them a little bit, but
Yeah.
there's really not much more to say. I mean, it's JJ's ship now.
Yep. No, well, that's what they wanted. That's what the goal was. The goal was to set that up. The goal was to make it so
And they
they
did.
knew. Yeah, it is what it is. I personally don't care. I hope it blows up. Whatever. But I just think the booing of Cade is just a little. That's just
he's
bush.
never faced adversity, and when he hasn't met it well. I mean,
No, he fumbles.
the only adversity he saw was in East Lansing, and we know how that turned out. So.
Hey, it cost them the game. But then they blame it. They blame it. I still see this the ones that blame it on Cade for that interception. No, that was just a really good defensive play.
Yeah.
But that's them. That's what they do. You get nothing. I've learned absolutely nothing about their actual football team in these 3 games. Like zero. I've learned nothing.
No.
Other than the fact that they really want JJ to be the starting
dominant.
quarterback. They literally have played nobody. No offense to the schools they've played, but
well, those schools took that.
like Michigan's a top 25 team. I'm not saying they're garbage, but they've played fucking nobody. Like they have more competition in practice than they do on the field in those games. So
we know,
and they're not going to learn anything this week. So it'll be another week before we can finally say they're playing a team that's at a level of Big Ten quality. So yeah, I have nothing else to add to that. It was just what they do. They go out and they do what they do. They beat really bad teams.
Dominate bad teams.
Yeah. So,
which is the same thing we did in East Lansing last week. We dominated a bad team.
But
took care of business.
There's a difference, and let's get into that.
Uh-oh.
Thorne must be better. I'm sorry. If we go into Washington and he plays the way that he's played in these first 2 games, we're toast. Like, we are done. We will lose that game. Now, I do love the fact that we're actually playing a school that has a pulse, unlike the other team in the state. It's a test. We're going on the road. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough environment, probably. But if Thorne goes out and he plays the same way he's played, it's not going to be fun. I have a feeling we're coming back with a big L, and I don't like it. But I'm excited. I'm excited that they're playing a team. I'm excited that we can sit down and watch the game. It's a Saturday night game, so the whole country's going to be watching that one. That's ABC prime time. So let's please not shit the bed. But
I don't know how prime time it is if it's RG3 doing the game.
But it's still it's the 7:30 ABC game. Was what I'm saying is that the eyeballs are there until Miami Texas A&M starts, but that's not what Texas A&M kind of watch that one.
I don't know what happened there. No, it's going to be a tough test for them. I mean, obviously, we're going to learn who they are. I think it's probably a good thing for Thorne to get away from the home crowd a little bit. Get that us against the world mentality. Hopefully, settle down with those wide and inconsistent throws. And he's just not been good. I think it's his. They say it's his mechanics, it's his footwork that's off a little bit, and that's why he's
been bad.
Air mailing everything, but it's starting to become a concern.
Big time. Concern for me. I'm concerned. Like, I'm actually.
This is the
first time he's actually concerned me. Is these last?
He did settle down a bit in the second half. His numbers got a little bit better. He was 18 of 28 against Akron. No scores, 2 picks though. 2 picks obviously against Akron, not good. But overall, I mean, our running game shined again, and offensive line shined again. They did what they should do to Akron. Ran for close to 200 yards. Receivers were more involved in this game. Jaden Reed looked really good in the first half till he left the game with a cut on his back after he got shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, it was interesting what happened there.
There's mixed reports as to whether or not he's even a go this week, which would be catastrophic. Defensively, again, did what they should do to Akron, shut them out, held them to 223 yards of offense. Had another 5 sacks. We're leading the country in sacks with 12. Jacoby Windman,
Outstanding.
another
What a
outstanding
find. What a
game.
find.
Three forced fumbles, 5 tackles, 1.5 sacks.
Mel went in the portal, did it again.
Kendall Brooks, in relief of Xavier Henderson, who's still out for a little while, I guess. I don't know if he's coming back or not. That kid hits people, man.
Everything else was fine. The whole team played decent. The quarterback play just needs to be better. He's just got to be more accurate. The balls are just not great.
Special teams, Jack Stone banged a 43-yard field goal. Looked like it would have been good from 55. I know you have issues with the snap.
It seems slow. It doesn't
timing.
seem like it's fast, and I'm just waiting. If they play, I know Akron probably wasn't out there to try and bust every field goal or extra point. It just seems like a slow process. It doesn't seem like they're getting it snap, hold, kick. But remember, it's been a tough weekend for kickers this weekend, so the specialists.
Yes, it has.
So always remember, people.
Kickers are people too. Like I was saying, it's on to Washington at this point. I just have a feeling that the coaches haven't really shown too much these first 2 weeks, especially offensively. I believe they've been game planning for the Washington game all fall long. I think they knew they'd be able to beat Western and Akron with a pretty vanilla offensive game plan.
Yeah.
And I expect it to be a little bit similar to the way they opened it up a little bit against Miami last year.
I think that's coming too. I agree with you there. I think they are holding things back, which is also worrisome with the Thorne thing. He's just got to be more accurate. It just scares me that it's 2 games against 2 teams that just got a little bit better ball.
Like I said,
I don't want to trash him, but
like I said, the second half he settled down a little bit. They started using the middle of the field like I've been imploring them to do over and over again. Started throwing to the tight ends.
The intermediate game, you need it. You have to have it, and
I think you'll see a lot
for a while there.
And I think you'll see a lot of bubble screens. And you got to remember, Washington lost their two corners of the NFL from a year ago.
But they got Michael Penix.
Well, he hasn't been hit yet this year either.
No, he's going to get hit.
He's going to get hit. He's going to get hit this weekend.
He's going to get hit. So. He's going to go down. But yeah, no, it's not going to be as easy as the first couple games. It's going to be a little bit harder.
They're doing the right things. They're getting kids to bed early this week.
Getting that extra sleep, those 30 minutes, you got to bank it. I heard that this morning.
Sleep bank
it. Yeah, I don't know. So it's another one of those things.
Like I said,
next week at least, I think next week we'll have stuff to talk about when it comes to Michigan State. Like I get, again, like Michigan, we haven't really played the greatest competition to start the year, but finally we get that Power 5 game, which we'll learn a lot. They're going to learn a lot. Going out on the road like they did last year to Miami. They go out to Washington and they win that game. Yeah. That starts a whole different process when it comes to what I think this team can do.
Well, we all expected to get chokeslammed last year against Miami, yep. So. And
I'm not in the choke slam category, but I think they're going to go out and lose to Washington. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I think if Thorne doesn't play better, I think they lose. He's got to play
better. Like I said, I think getting away from home, I think.
And then Reed, he's got to play. Like all these guys who are hurt that we know they can play.
Jacob Slade and Maverick Hansen both came to the sideline limping last week, so that's a big concern.
Got to get the injuries straight.
They need Slade to be healthy.
Be healthy going out that way. But again, we'll know a lot more this time next week when it comes to Michigan State, and we'll actually have more to talk about than just Wyndham was really good and they kicked their ass and put up a bunch of numbers that look really great. On the road at Washington, night game. It's going to be fun. Well, night game here won't be night game there. But, yeah, I don't know.
Got a few news and notes before we shut this thing down. Something we neglected to get into last week. College football playoff expansion is on the horizon, Wes. It's going to happen. Starting in 2026 at the earliest. Looking to possibly do it as soon as 2024. They have to make that happen. Not sure I love their format, but the more teams in, the more football we
Yeah,
get.
I don't know if I'm not a huge fan of the number. I thought 8 would have been the perfect number. For me personally, I think 8 would have been the good, and then you automatically put in the
But you
conference
don't have
champs,
buys.
and then you don't have buys, and you just get those extra few teams that need to be in that we think can be in. 12 extends it a little bit far, but whatever. I'll take it. I'll take anything over
It's a money
4.
grab. It's a money grab,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's
Oh, this is a money grab, and it
more.
also keeps the conferences keeps them in power. Notre Dame was a big thing. Well, they get this, then they don't have to join a conference, and they can do their Notre Dame song and dance, and lose to Marshall.
Those two.
So, whatever.
Whoa, buddy. Speaking of bad losses, Scott Frost lost to Georgia Southern, and it cost him his job finally.
Yeah, maybe Dan Campbell
Nebraska
will hire
says
him as special teams coordinator.
Nebra-
Onside kick
Nebraska's
every week.
stop it. Nebraska just says fuck it, we'll pay you the $7.5 million to go away. We're not waiting 2 more weeks.
That blew my mind. When I saw that he could have got that, they could have kept that extra money if they kept him for 2 more weeks. I would have kept him personally. At this point, your season's over. Who gives a fuck? Just keep him, keep that money, and ship him out the door. It's almost like he knew if I go out and play these really bad, they're gonna have to get rid of me before they can get rid of that money. That sucks. But whatever. That's interesting. Like, who the hell wants to go coach there? They had one of their prodigal sons and it didn't work out. Who's going to say I want to go to Nebraska? Kids don't want to go there anymore.
Nebraska kids, that's about it. And even them, if they're any good, want to go somewhere else.
Yeah. It
Uh,
just doesn't seem like a great job. I mean, the job.
Draymond Green on campus this weekend to be inducted in the MSU Hall of Fame. Gets into a verbal altercation with the Akron football team in the end zone.
Not a great look.
Things were said, Malik calls.
Not a great look. Not a great look for a grown man, professional basketball player, to be out there telling 18-year-old kids off in the end zone.
Just smoke your blunt and be quiet.
Yeah, like yeah, it wasn't a great look. I mean, whatever. I get it. It's Draymond. He's fiery. It's what he does. But
Speaking of former Spartans, Le'Veon Bell knocked Adrian Peterson the fuck out in an exhibition game or exhibition boxing match. He hit AP so hard I think he saw Jesus when he was falling down.
So Le'Veon went from top 5 running back in the NFL to wannabe rapper to wanting to get back into the NFL to fighting retired old men in a boxing fight. This is your career, Le'Veon Bell.
I want to see. Give him one of the Paul brothers.
See, you know that's going to come, right? You just said it, and it's going to end up happening, and he's going to end up getting knocked out because even though these Paul guys are a joke when it comes to actual boxing, they still train for it. I don't care what Le'Veon does. He's probably not going as hardcore as they do when it comes to training for this shit.
Neither was AP because he had that left hanging pretty low. And he got
They both were sloppy as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm one to talk. I'm not going out there and boxing anybody, but if I'm boxing anybody, I'll be kickboxing somebody. But fuck. I can't.
Okay. I want to see that too.
I can't imagine how, if you sit back and look at your life in like 40 years, Le'Veon, some mistakes were made. Just.
Things were said.
Yeah. It was,
like you said earlier, NFL kickers. It was a rough week for NFL kickers.
It's not just the kickers. It was the
long snappers,
the specialists.
I said and special teams. I have and special teams.
It is long snapper injuries. It's a science.
Like I said, start your son out early, man.
It's a science.
Get Odin kicking balls right now.
But yeah, it was an interesting day. There's some good stuff though.
And last thing that I read today, right before we came on, Jaden Akins had surgery on his left foot Saturday for a stress reaction. Sidelined for 4 weeks, should make a full recovery. Practice starts September 26th.
Well, at least the season's still a ways away when it actually matters.
Down to eight scholarship players.
Well, at least he's got a class coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else.
I think Akins will be fine, but I don't. Start cutting on those feet. It's not good.
No. Let's hope that everything goes well there, because I don't need any more drama. Let's just win. Let's get these teams that are good. Let's go out to Washington and beat Washington. Let's get the Lions to beat Washington. Like a whole lot of Washington W's this weekend. Let's get those. Let's get W's over Washington. It's the state we're in right now. We want W's over Washington.
Yeah, for you 60 folks that like watched this last week, it'll get better. Can't get much worse.
Yep. No, it can't.
If you like,
look at that.
You know, watch, be a friend, tell a friend. You know.
W's over Washington.
Eat some W's.
W's over Washington. All right. And now that I've done that silliness, let's just let's end it. All right. I got nothing else. You got anything else?
No.
All right, brother. And we are done.